Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for another indie comic review, and in this indie comic review I'll be covering Joy Operations Volume 2, Issue 3 by Brian Michael Bendis and art by Stephen Byrne. Starting off with first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside the story? In some essence, sort of, but not a lot. To which I think it's trying to give the impression that maybe Joy has now been cloned. And I don't think it really comes across really well in the story. But I'll get to that when we get to that. To which I give the cover a 6 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the area of the internal art as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end. And also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we catch up with Joy Corrigan, meeting up with someone else who we don't really learn the name of, which is really stupid, as it really takes away from what could be good quality in the story. And we learn that this person that she's met up with is also who's connected to the Jonando Trust, one of the first places she worked with before she ended up working with Hampton. As we start to jump towards the middle of the story, we see that as she's still in the area of the Jonando Trust, she's getting a hold of some weaponry and also working to make sure that things are still working a-okay between herself and the character of Hampton. And last but not least, we have the rest of the envoys who are coming to her aid. So for the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story. Now, seeing that we're in Volume 2, Issue 3, were we given any comic book references to any of like the previous, or something from the previous volume, or even any of the previous issues that might be important to this story? No, we weren't. Next is the time. We still got no indication of time. The locations that we did actually get here was the Jonando Trust. We also had the Sharona Trust and the Marcus Maine. The key cast of characters were Joy Corrigan and Hampton. As for the rest of the characters, we don't know who they are. For the overall story writing or story rating, I give it a 6 out of 10. I must admit, I think the first volume was way better than the second. I don't know when this story is going to pick up. So until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.